All right, it's a beautiful day to be in St. Jack. We're in Legends Gym, and I know this video is going to get a lot of shit from you guys, but I'm going to get, well, my mediocre arms. They're about 19 right now. This is a race to 20, and we're going to measure them together. But you're going to give me a lot of shit for this because we're going to do biceps in 5 minutes with 5 exercises. I'm going to call it one giant, nasty, ridiculous set. So are you with me? You want to try something? You know one of the reasons why your biceps aren't growing, other than the fact that you don't have my genetics? No, that's not true. Because I didn't have great genetics either. I just learned how to get big biceps. You don't push them hard enough, and you don't do different things. You've got to scare them. You've got to shock them. So watch the different techniques I'm going to show you here. Overload, peak contraction. We're going to go to failure. We're going to go past failure. We're going to do partials. We're going to do negatives. We're going to do peak contractions. We're going to do squeezes. We're going to do intervals. We're going to do everything in here that I can remember, all loaded on top of each other, so that we can keep growing our arms, so we can stay ahead of you guys that keep thinking, I got small arms. We're going to go stupid heavy. This is too heavy. No, it's not ego lifting. I don't care how much weight this is, but it's just too heavy. That's the idea. So watch this. I go too heavy to begin with. Then we go to a deep stretching exercise, and then we go to a high peak contraction exercise for big variety. Watch the first 3 exercises in a row. Here we go. Of course it was too heavy, but it sets us up for this. Deep stretch, bicep curls. Thought I was going to do some cable crossovers. This is why we do mobility stuff, guys. So your shoulders are healthy. You can get into a big, deep stretch. Watch those biceps under pressure. Keeping the tension on them. Big stretch. Big contraction. Tension the whole time. But we're setting them up for the next one. This is why my biceps grow from every single workout. Over to the Nautilus. Preacher, where I'm going to do a couple of alternates, but then I'm going to focus on the peak contraction of this one, while the opposite one is staying contracted. Sometimes do this with dumbbells. It's relatively light. It's all about that peak contraction. Here's 4. Oh. 3. Getting close to failure. This is ridiculous. Let's do both. Peak contractions. You're like, there's no rhyme or reason to this, coach. Yeah, it's all ridiculous. It's too much. But that's how we get growth, silly. All right, now this one's got to be a lot lighter. But getting the outside of the biceps. I've been working brachialis a lot more recently. Thanks, John Meadows. Mountain Dog, you're awesome. Some of your tips. Keeping the tension on the whole time, keeping the elbows high. All different motions, very different techniques. Still trying to stay strict. How long can we keep this set going? The final exercise, what's going to be the finisher? What's going to be the finisher? All right, so here's the finisher, right? 4 very different exercises. Lots of stretching, lots of peak contraction, lots of isometric holds, lots of fuckery, basically. How we mess with that muscle as much as possible. How we're going to finish? With some close grip pull-ups. But I'm doing it set up here on the squat rack so I can help myself, because trust me, I got nothing left with regular chin-ups. but I want to take this as far as I possibly can, truly destroy my biceps. Keeping the tension on, helping myself as needed, completely blasting those biceps, bringing the lats in a little bit, pulling to my chin, keeping my chest lifted, doing a little isometric hold here, giving it a deep stretch, getting a few more, maybe a few bounces. Everybody's horrified at the idea of bouncing when you're exercising, but probably the reason why you're not growing too, because you're not taking a few risks. I don't know. What do you think? I'm happy with the growth. I feel like I'm growing every time because I do crazy shit like that. 5 minutes, one set, mayhem.